Hi guys, it's Thursday. So the topic this week is an interesting one. It is the family in Toronto that is it Toronto or Toronto? Doesn't matter how I say it. No. Is raising their third child genderless. What do you think about that decision? Good, bad, somewhere in between. And then talk about what your feelings are about introducing the idea of gender to kids and how you would go about raising a kid that isn't hindered by gender stereotypes. Um, so I don't actually I don't know. When I first heard about the kid that was that's being raised genderless, the first thing that I thought was, wow, Storm is an awesome name. And I was like, Mom, Dad, why wasn't my name Storm? And they're like, because your name is Alana, stick with it. And I was like, okay. But I think that I think that I agree with what everybody else has said that eventually when they go into school, the way that people work is they categorize things, whether they want to or whether they don't want to. They put things into categories. I do it, everybody does it. And everybody tries to segregate girls and boys. It happens from the first day of preschool. It's like the girls are going to sit over here and the boys are going to sit over here. That's just the way it works. And today at work we were coloring dragons for the kids, and it was like, okay, the pink and red dragons were for the girls and the blue and green dragons were for the boys. And everything is just so gender based that when this kid goes to school, people are going to be like, okay, and I'm afraid to the point where they're just going to look in its pants and be like, okay, now you can sit on that side. So I feel like it might end badly for the kid, but I think the whole the idea that it contains is it's a good thing for kids to understand and learn about and think about, and I think it'll open a lot of doors, but I don't necessarily think it's a good or a bad thing. I just think that there are good and bad points to it. Do you have opinions?
No, I agree with everything you said.
It's nice. Okay, so what your feelings are about introducing the idea of gender to kids. I think that, I love the way Shane said, okay, do you want a dress or do you want pants? I would probably just do the exact same thing. If I have a kid, whether it's a girl or a boy, I'm not going to paint the room pink or blue. Okay, maybe it can be red. Red is a nice color. Or just okay, red's not a nice color. The room doesn't have to be red, that's fine. Okay. I just gotta look. But I would make sure that for birthdays and stuff, I'd be like, okay, well, we can have cars around the house and we can have dolls around the house. I played with cars and I played with dolls. My brothers played with cars and they played with dolls. My parents just made it clear that whatever we wanted to play with, that's totally okay. And I would make sure it was the same way. I would be like, okay, well, if you want to wear a dress today and a tuxedo tomorrow, please be my guest. That's not a problem. Oh my god. And so yes, that I think that would be a good way to raise kids. It sings, but I won't make it sing because it's annoying. Okay, so how active are you in keeping up with the LGBTQA news media? Do you think it's important to do so? Well, actually, I'm not trying to correct Megan, but I learned that it's actually LGBTQIASPA, and I finally memorized what all that stood for, and you should look it up because it's interesting how encompassing it is. I do I'm the president of my school's Gay Straight Alliance, so I think that for me it's important to know what's going on in the community. And so I just I think it's important for those of us who are more involved in the community to keep up with it, just so we have some sort of idea of what we're talking about. But if you're not that involved, then obviously maybe you don't need to know as much. If it's on the front page of the newspaper, on the news, or if people are updating their Facebook statuses saying it, please know what's happening, just so you don't feel like you're on another planet. Please. Okay. That is all, I think. Yeah? Okay. Do you have anything you want to add?
No.
Okay, so I will see you next week then.